A last chorus for Your Ears Only. I'm David Alpern.
I'm Melissa Axelberth with this quote from the news. I just want to be known for what I do, not who I know. That was fashion designer Lorenz Scott in a 2008 New York Magazine profile referring to her long-standing romance with rock star Mick Jagger, who was stunned, like so many friends, by her suicide last week at the age of 49. Also known for his friends was former Democratic Party chairman and Washington insider Robert Strauss, who called himself a centrist, a worker, a doer, a putter together. He died last week at age 95. Now this.
There's a new girl in town with a brand new style. She was just passing through, but if things work out, she's gonna stay a while.
Before TV's Alice, whose theme song she opened with each week, before the last of the Red Hot Lovers, Gypsy, the Sisters Rosensweig, and many more on stage, before film roles with Jeff Bridges, Gerard Depardieu, and, wait for it, the Muppets, Linda Lavin was a singer in night spots around New York and elsewhere. Accordingly, this week, she will add to her collection of Tony, Drama Desk, and Golden Globe Awards a new one for lifetime achievement from her old colleagues in the Manhattan Association of Cabarets and Clubs, the highest of MAC awards. And to talk about that lifetime, past, present, and future, for Your Ears Only, Linda Lavin is on the line now. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very, very much. What a lovely introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Your lengthy Wikipedia entry says you were born in Portland, Maine, to a musical family, first went on stage at age 5, had an actor's equity card even before graduating from the College of William and Mary. Was there ever an instant that you did not see your future as being a performer?
Oh, wow. That's a very good way to put it. I think there wasn't a time when I did not see my future I saw my past, present, and future as a performer. My mother said that I sang before I spoke. Now, I don't know if that's true, but she says I stood straight up in my crib and sang God Bless America before I actually formed full sentences. So it came naturally. My mother was an opera singer who gave up a career that she had been building in New York in the early 30s. She had a magnificent lyric coloratura voice. It was natural for me to be a singer. It was what we did. We didn't wash a dish without singing three-part harmony, my sister, my mother, and I. So it was something that was part of the DNA and something that has always given me great pleasure.
How did you get into TV? First guest appearances, then the Barney Miller comedy cop series.
Well, I went to California from New York and looked for work, just like everybody else. And it was not easy in those days. I left New York in the mid to late 70s, and there was a real strong, thick iron curtain between the two communities, L.A. and New York. So it was not an easy shift to make for any of us. But a lot of New Yorker actors went west at that time. Because of everything in New York in the 70s, as you probably know, because your news people, went really sour, everything. The market, real estate, the theater, you name it. It was a tough time. And so we went westward, looking for opportunity. And so did I. And it took me the better part of a year to get a job in television, one of which was a tiny show, a pilot. But in that time, before I got that little role in a pilot, I met with agents and casting directors, and I had some success in New York, in the New York theater. Not that they knew a lot about it out here, because it really was like a different planet. But some people did know, and Danny Arnold was one of them. I met him, and it was one of those meetings that was electrifying for me. He understood me and got me and was very encouraging to me at a time when I was really not finding work out here. I'm in L.A. right now. And that was about 1974. And he said, well, I don't have a part for you yet, but I will. And sure enough, within weeks, he called and he had this fantastic role of the first female detective in the precinct on Barney Miller. And I knew a lot of New York actors who had moved out here, and I let people know I was here as gratefully as I could, and people opened doors for me. That's what it takes, and it takes that outreach, and I was graced with good friends and people who opened doors for me, and as long as it took, I finally became established. Valerie was on the Mary Tyler Moore show, so I got into that office, and so I started doing guest jobs on other people's sitcoms, and then after that, that year, at the end of that, actually it was a 10-month period, I got this little part in a pilot at Warner Brothers. And the day that we were shooting the pilot, the head of Warner Brothers TV came to me and said, "We've watched you work all week and we want to give you a contract. We want to put you under contract for 2 years and build a show around you." And that's how I got the job of Alice. Alice came out of those 2 years.
And what led you back to cabaret singing after so many years? And how does it compare with stage, screen, and TV acting?
Well, for me, performing is performing. It really doesn't matter if it's on one venue or another. It's really connecting with people. It's doing material that you love or that moves you. It's telling your story. It's creating a character. I'm very honored to have this award. I'm surprised and delighted and very honored.
Stage, screen, and TV actress and singer Linda Lavin receives a Lifetime Achievement Award this week from the Manhattan Association of Cabarets and Clubs, fulfilling the lyrics she sang in Gypsy. And this has been For Your Ears Only.